For us, everything points back to salmon. People say the salmon are the miner's canary. Salmon were so important to my people, so important to the signatories of the treaty from Lummi, to preserve that way of life. Because without salmon, I'm no more. I'm from the salmon people.
Tree kangaroos you cannot find elsewhere in the world. It's so endemic and so unique in the sense that we have cultural connections to that species of kangaroos. And having that on our land and realizing the fact that it doesn't exist anywhere, it's special for us.
Do you want to put her head? I know the females are so much calmer. I started working with tree kangaroos at the Woodland Park Zoo and learned that tree kangaroos are endangered in the wild in Papua New Guinea. The whole goal from the beginning was, how do you create a sustainable population of tree kangaroos?
First.
The use community, which is an acronym for Yopno-Uruwa-Som watersheds, or the rivers. It's a cultural term and it's also a political term. They consider themselves use people. Part of the goal with the use community was to make sure that they had the knowledge and the understanding of what does it mean to make decisions and protect your forests for the long term.
Developments are coming in. We want it. But at the same time, we have to use our beliefs and practices to do something that can help protect what we have sustainably.
I believe that the best thing we can do for conservation is supporting Indigenous-led conservation and bringing together different Indigenous groups.
After getting here, it hit me very emotional. I think because it made me so happy that people still live the way I lived 60 years ago. brought us in and honored us with traditional song and dance. I cried, and I don't know if I was supposed to cry, but what an honor. And for me to see that these people have the power and the strength and the pride and the ability to maintain their lifestyle, they have what a lot of us lost. That's beautiful. So anxious to even learn more about them. And I also want to share. And I've been sharing my history, my culture, some of my tradition with them. And tomorrow I'm going to cook with them.
They put on a traditional pig feast and traditional sing-sing, and they went all out. And so Cathy could experience all of that.
Cathy and Pamlo, Lummi tribe.
We believe everything is connected, whether it's the air we breathe, the water we drink, the water that provides us seafood, the plants that give us food and medicine, everything is connected. They asked me about clear cutting of land in our home and why. And what do I do? And so they were impressed that I protest. So we rallied in front of our fishing grounds and we said no coal. And we won. We tore up their check. We burnt it on the site. And we fished our traditional gear.
People of use, they own their forests, so they get to decide, is it logged or is it not? And I think it was quite powerful for the use people to hear her talk about protesting, and trying to protect her forest.
I'm impressed that they own this land and they have a say what happens to this land so that they don't lose what they have here today. Rally. I travel wherever I can. In the July of 2013, we went to the Columbia River to stop the coal from going out. I did explain to them today that everything is peaceful. So you're fighting for your rights, what shouldn't happen to your land or your environment. And I said, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Let's give a big warm welcome to our Papua New Guinea Indigenous relatives, Sian Asian. It's an honor to stand before you, and it's an honorable moment that we will take back to our people and tell them that this is what's happening in the indigenous communities of our beautiful land in the state of United States, and we will share that with our people.
The canoe journey has been going on for centuries. It might not have been framed or designed the way it is now in this modern time. It's back in prehistoric times or pre-treaty times, it might have been a potlatch.
And before the potlatch, there's ceremony. We
provide food for every canoe family that shows up, every guest that arrives and takes part in this celebration ceremony where we all come together as human beings, as people from various different cultures and languages spoke, songs shared, dancing, a coming together of communities.
And to be able to know a little bit more about what our ancestors would have done, and to let the youth understand and know a little bit more about how what we did and who we are.
Having seen them coming together and putting on that canoe festival, it was really amazing. So, wow, look at the power that they're bringing together. So, being part of it, coming from the other, almost halfway around the world, representing the other part of the world on behalf of Indigenous, and being part of them, it's really touching, and it's something that we felt, I think, in terms of standing together in the spirit of unity to fight a common goal.
We did discuss threats before both of us. We have common fights, common struggles, and a common will to protect, to defend.
Sitting out back around the fire, there were lots of questions. You know, because to them, what they wanted to do to protect the culture they had, their questions were all about how do they do that? From our experience and where we are, what could we advise them?
One of the main messages that the Lummi representative said to the youth delegation was, you still have your land. Take care of it, protect it, because we lost so much of our land and our resources.
We can share with them our successes and failures and how we've celebrated victory and what it took to get to that victory. We're still in that old world, and we're caught between two worlds. We have one foot in this world, but we have one foot over here, and we want to be here, but we have to find balance in both, and that's really the struggle that we share in common with them.
Having seen what they had in terms of the land and the forest and the waters, they've been taken away by colonizers. That's very interesting for us, and something that we will take back home is to help them value what they have.
So the Papua New Guinea wanted to do a ceremony for us, and they wanted to use all the regalia that they had brought with them. And so they had decided that they were going to do a marriage ceremony.
And the idea was that they wanted to solidify the relationship between Lummi and Use.
The marriage ceremony and them allowing us to see it and be part of it meant that they understood that our culture and the things we did are as important to us as what their culture is to them.
I can't tell you how or why, but I know their presence was needed at that time. They took part in a honoring, a celebration, a battle cry, a moment when we needed them and their rich, deep connection to their culture, to their land, to their oneness with what we call nature. Being here with us and sleeping on this land that we call home, that we call Lummi. Someone so far away yet so closely connected to our way of life.
It's an honor to be with you and be part of this memorable ceremony that you have. And we believe, as we stand together in the love and in our way, we shall see what we are fighting for will reach its destiny. Our year. Together, let's say our year. Our year.
The exchange program, it's very special. Special in a sense that in the country that we have 800 different language groups, and we are only one group that represented them. And visiting Lummi, which is part of many Native American Indian tribes that we have, creating that alliance, it's a beauty. That alliance could become like opportunities for any indigenous people who wish to learn and explore what's happening with the other cultures. Bringing those experiences back and sharing with their communities can truly help change our country, Papua New Guinea.
You can't put a price tag on the value of the cultural exchange that happened between the Papua New Guinea and us here at Lummi. It's nothing you can get out of a book. It had to happen. It had to happen night by night, evolving into what it did, to where we were just both comfortable enough that we could share.
But these individuals hold a special place in my heart that I can't really put into words, but it's a connection that will always be here, in a relationship that will never be severed. It's a forever relationship. In indigenous communities, we have ways of telling the story. They're fighters. They protect. They're strong. They're resilient. They're survivors. We're still here.